In the period of the Cold War, there was obviously a kind of discipline that the Cold War itself and the existential threat of the nature of it imposed on the way on the kinds of conflicts that the United States might decide to engage in. It also, I would venture, had a kind of disciplining effect on the politics of America, that the stakes were obviously so high that it was difficult for people to be completely dismissive of a president of whatever party, or the importance of that position in these decisions.
Let's think about the role of American military power during the Cold War. It was not primarily an instrument to be employed to bring about change in the adversary's camp. We never invaded Poland in order to liberate Poland from Soviet occupation. The principal role of American military power was to contain and to deter and to defend. Now, we made some humongous mistakes, not least of all the Vietnam War, but by and large, military power was an instrument to be husbanded, to be held in abeyance. That changed with the end of the Cold War. With the end of the Cold War, with the Soviets taken off the board, people in Washington, in the national security business, began to fantasize about putting American military power to work, to use it as an instrument to promote change that we favored, whether for geopolitical purposes or to try to promote American values. And the greater Middle East has been the venue for this experiment, using force to bring about change. And as I put the narrative together, it's pretty clear that we haven't produced the kind of change that we wanted. And indeed, and I think this is an important point to acknowledge, in many respects we've made things worse. ISIS would not exist today were it not for the fact that the United States invaded Iraq back in 2003. So I intend this to be a history book, but it is a history book that has policy implications. And the most important of those policy implications is we will never be able to think more creatively about what kind of policy we should be pursuing in this part of the world or elsewhere unless we are willing to surrender these fantasies about what American military supremacy supposedly can accomplish.